Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Murdered Soul Suspect. We have pretty much made it to the end of the cemetery level. We have been chasing the ghost girl for quite some time now, and it looks like she has finally stopped. So we're going to do a quick investigation before we pick up the rest of our collectibles and finish the level for good.
Just stop. I'm on your side. I'm trying to figure out who killed you. Yeah, I'm a cop. My God, you're not trying to escape me. You want me to see something.
Also, I noticed she has a big, nasty bell killer symbol on her right arm. So she's pointing at the tree, which is what we need to focus on. You can see there's a rope around the tree, there's a busted limb, and a huge mark in the tree as well. So when you focus in on the tree, the noise that we're hearing and what we need to focus in on is the crack. A deep scratch caused by something heavy hitting the tree.
I knew it. The bell killer. Why would he go to all this trouble to kill you this way? Hey, it's okay. You can come out of the water now. It's okay, come on. I'm on your side.
And then we have to grab her arm and she'll tell us the rest of the story.
I don't know about any contract. Please, just stop.
The hell is this? Contract? What did he mean by contract? No. No, this is the memory of your murder. You're too young. You shouldn't see this.
Alright, it's hard to watch, but we really should watch the rest of it to figure out the full story.
I swear I don't know about any contract. Please, just stop. Why are you doing this to me? Who are you? What are you doing? You're him! Oh, no! I don't want to.
That symbol.
Stop it! Please, just. No! Please! No! No!
He drew on you. His symbol. It must have meant something. That's that. I should get back to Joy.
Yikes. I think drowning is probably one of my worst fears in terms of how I absolutely would not want to die. And that is just not a good way to go. So she was basically tied up in a chair, dropped into the lake, left to drown, and then her body washed up at the front entrance of the cemetery that we had walked into earlier. That's really too bad, poor thing. You can grab these collectibles before or after you talk to her, by the way, because the investigation doesn't actually start until you speak with her. I just figured I would grab those after because we have to go through this gate and leave the area anyways. And we're going to leave the area using our teleport ability. So you want to teleport to the right side first. There's an heirloom. And then if you walk along this bank all the way to the end, there's going to be another collectible. This one is a text collectible, I do believe. It is another one of Julia's thoughts. And then finally, we are missing that last heirloom collectible, which is going to be the last one in the cemetery area, and we can see it just ahead of us. So that will complete the heirloom side story. You'll get an achievement for that. And we grabbed all of the cemetery collectibles on the way. So the cemetery is now 100% completely done. It is a non-missable area, so I do want to stress again that you can come back here at any time, but if you've gotten all the collectibles, you shouldn't have any need to. So let's warp back to the shore here and reunite with Joy.
Ronan, I heard screams and it's good that you're okay.
Well, I'm still dead.
Tell me you found something.
Yeah, I did. Bell killer drowned the girl in the lake and let her body float downriver.
My mother was right. This is a Bell killer case. Did you find anything about my mom? Memory residue or something?
Sorry, kid. And it's a good thing you didn't see what he did to the girl. This guy is... he's sadistic. One weird thing is that he confronted the girl about a contract before he offed her.
Contract? I don't think I've seen anything about a contract. Wait. Another case, possible Bell killer survivor. Iris Campbell. Diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, incoherent ramblings about persecution, and a contract.
Again. And where does it say where she is?
It just says Lux Eterna. Is it a place?
Yeah. Lux Eterna is a mental hospital.
Of course it is. Okay, ready to go?
Actually, go on ahead. I need to visit someone here.
Oh. Guess I'll meet you at the hospital. Worst nightmare than this.
And if you didn't notice the headstone I pointed out earlier, you can now see we're able to view it in the cutscene here.
So, we'll be together soon.
Sorry, Juliet. I got some bad news.
Don't worry, bro. She already knows.
So that is it for Ashland Cemetery. And we are now having to head to the asylum. There might have been a Bell killer attack survivor, and she might know something. So now, of course, the asylum is going to be on our map. I should mention that at this point in the game, we now have the teleport ability, which is sort of our last ghost ability, and it's going to allow us to get all collectibles in the town. So if you want to take the time now to get every collectible that there is to get in the actual town of Salem, you are able to do that without having to do any sort of backtracking, because all of the abilities are available to us. One collectible that I can show you really quick as a good example is there's one hiding in here. You can see it right between the cracks in the wall. So using our teleport ability, we are able to actually get in here now and collect this. Whereas if you were collecting items before and you came in here, you wouldn't have been able to due to the fact that we don't have the teleport ability. That particular collectible is Salem's actual collectible set. One of the collectibles that we've been seeing. And there's quite a few of them. I do believe there's like 14 or 15 of them, and it's usually the collectible that I lose track of if I stop collecting and then go back to it. So I am going to leave that. There's a fairly obvious one over here behind these two people though, so I think I'll just grab that while I'm here. And I want to check this back wall because there's also a drawing here as well. I'm getting a little sidetracked because of course I am still planning on doing the bulk of Salem's collectibles in its own video. But as you can see, if you just walk around the town of Salem, you are going to be able to get most of the collectibles on your own. I mentioned it a couple of videos ago, but I was able to get 60 out of 61 of Salem's collectibles on my own, just using memory and going over everything with a fine-tooth comb. Of course, I have the advantage of having played the game before. And I should also note that if you didn't help the ghost that's out here outside the cemetery before you went in, I would help her now just in case you forget. Just to recap, she was a broken-hearted ghost who had committed suicide and wanted to know if her ex-boyfriend here was cheating on her at the time she was alive with this woman. It's a very, very easy little thing to do for an achievement. We already did that though, so I am once again just going to kind of walk through the town and head right over to the asylum, which is not very far from where we just were. There is a bell killer symbol on this wall here that we can collect, and I think there's another drawing in this alley as well. Yep, you guys may have just briefly seen it.
The size of a quest can make any man flail.
It just barely caught my eye. The advantage about revealing the pictures when you see them is even if you zone out of an area and zone back in, once you start exploring around, the images should pop up as the map loads. So the next time I pop out of the asylum here, once we're done with the level and we want to go back through Salem, that drawing should either A, be popped up as soon as the level loads, or it should load in when we get close to it. So that's kind of a good thing with the drawings, is they're a little bit more obvious as to if you've collected them or not, as opposed to other collectibles. And I'm also going to grab this one just because it's very, very close by. And I'll remember this one for later, but this is yet another one of the collectible ones I don't want to pick up yet. I want to do those all in one video. So here we are now at the asylum, the psychiatric hospital. So this is going to be our next level, and I'm just going to go ahead and do this level right away. I'm not going to do a lot of other exploring.
Mental hospitals. One place torture is considered for your own good. If their experiments ever succeed in restoring a person's sanity, they better hope it was at the expense of the person's memory. Ready? Relax, we're out of the graveyard.
And into Crazy Town? A big improvement. People who see things nobody else can see end up living here.
Not that crazy, come on.
Okay, I'll help you get inside, but
But what? Look, if we're gonna ask this girl Iris about this contract, the asking needs to be done by a living person, right?
just remember who opens the door for you, tough guy.
Yeah, yeah. All right, kid. You're up. Now just find a way to get Iris's room number.
Hi. I need your help. I'm looking for a friend.
Visiting hours are over.
Right. But she was with the cops.
Then go talk to the cops.
See, I did, and they said that she was a danger to herself, and
I can't help you.
All right. Just need to stall her, okay? We have to figure out what her weaknesses are. Maybe these things on her desk will help us.
I can completely understand Joy's hesitation. Again, it must be really kind of frightening and scary to be able to see ghosts but having to just pretend that they're not there. A side note is we're going to be with Joy again throughout most of the level. It's kind of like how we were with the police station. And just like with the police station, we can kind of wander off on our own and do a good deal of the collecting without Joy by our side. There is a point where we do need her, so it's completely up to you if you want to bring her along with us. But if you want to leave her at the front desk, there's a bunch of collecting that we can do first and foremost. I will probably bring Joy along with us, but I am going to stop the video here. It's going to be much more manageable to break this into a couple parts. And we've only just started, so we will sort of start the area with the investigation here at the front desk in the next video. I want to thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.